Another one of those little idyllic towns that time forgot, the modern world forgot to ruin. Sometimes how I say it. Pretty nice place to walk around, that's for sure. I'm sure it's probably a really nice place to live too. Wow. Southport, North Carolina. This is quite the town. These little walkable cities with all these historic buildings and houses and wow. Definitely a place worth visiting. I keep seeing signs all over town saying Save Franklin Square Park. And I guess that's what this is over here. I won't read all of this, but I'll read this right here. It'll tell us something. Set aside for the people in January 1793, a few weeks after Smithville, later renamed Southport, was granted a charter, the new town's commissioners set aside one large square to be used only by civic, religious, or fraternal organizations. The northwest quarter remained an open area known originally as the Oak Grove and later Franklin Square Park. Bald Head Lighthouse. Original lighthouse was erected in 1794. Present tower, Old Baldy, built in 1817, used until 1935, stands 3 miles offshore. Stands 3 miles south. Pause the video here, guys, if you want to read about the history of this Fort Johnson. Josiah Martin, last royal governor of North Carolina, 1771 to 1775. Fearing capture in June 1775, he sought refuge here, fled offshore to HMS Cruiser in July. Are you going to make me carry you down this ladder? So here we are anchored out, and oh man, this is playing out right in front of us. We've got this huge ocean-going ship that's coming into what is it? Cape Fear River. It's a monster right in front of us. Better than TV. Well, hey guys and gals. So, what are we doing right now? A little adventure inside of an adventure. I found a little park here in town. We're in Southport, North Carolina, at the making of this video, and they have a hose with fresh water. And I picked up some flea shampoo for Wavy Gravy because she's been scratching. She got some like sand fleas or something, and she just seems like she's miserable. So I'm gonna walk her up to the park and we're gonna give her a bath, and maybe that will be interesting. So stay tuned. What do you think about a bath, little beagle? Are you driving? We'll take it to shore. Start the outboard. Let's take us to shore. Go. Good morning, guys and gals. So we are leaving Southport, North Carolina this morning. I'm going to turn the phone around. I want to show you something really quick while I have a chance. Okay, so you can see us down there in the corner, right? You see how close to shore we are? See if I can show you here. We're kind of cruising the shoreline here. And the reason why is because the current. That we're in the Cape Fear River, or Fear River now, and we weren't able to quite time it right. So we're not even doing 4 miles an hour, as you can see there, but we have plenty of depth. And what we're doing is we're staying out of the current. I mean, this is all very common sense to a lot of boaters who know a lot of stuff. But oftentimes I have people coming to my channel who don't know much about boating, and that's I love that. I love that I get to tell folks the basics because I was there too. So that's what this kind of channel is. So if you already know this stuff, just feel free to skip ahead. But you can see out there possibly that there's some current. It kind of changes the top. Once you start learning how to read the water, it gets a little easier. But yeah, we are just hanging on the sides here. This works the same in rivers. We did this on the Tin Tom. We did this on the Tennessee River, even the Mississippi. So just get out of the currents, and then you're not fighting them so much, and you can gain some RPMs or you can gain some speed. I should add to that if you have the patience and the time, you can time the tides and the currents. There's a lot to that, and we've learned a little bit of that since we've gotten on the East Coast. But if I was trying to time the currents getting out of here this morning, we would probably be waiting till about mid-afternoon, and it starts to become a wash where it's like, you're running out of daylight. So maybe just try to. We're not really fighting the current. We're kind of at like a couple hours after high tide, and the way that's working in this particular area, we're not like totally beating against its worst part, worst time, I should say. But we're not going with the tide. So a couple days ago, we went with the tide when we were coming up from Georgetown, and it worked awesome. We went all day, and we were able to just let the tide kind of push us along, and we gained a couple miles per hour and burned about half the fuel we would have if we would have not been working with the tide. So yeah, guys, when you get over to this part of the east coast of the Great Loop, tides and currents are the name of the game. And wakes from ferries and stuff like that, obviously. We got the ferry that goes over to Baldy Island, where the lighthouse is at. Moving pretty good, passing up a barge that's a tug that's pulling a barge. You know you're slow when you're getting passed by a towboat towing a barge and a sailboat. This is is where the ferry comes in and out that goes to Baldy Island, Little Baldy Island. He's pouring on the coal. I don't know if you can hear that. Man, those things move. Gets on it. Okay guys, the current is just getting too bad. We were moving like 1.5 miles an hour, so I'm coming over here, and I'm surprised that this car ferry's coming out of this river here, but that's good. It just means there's some depth, and we're gonna go over here and find a place to get out of the way until the current changes. Okay guys, I think this is gonna work out pretty good for us. Let me turn the phone around. So while we're waiting for the tide to change in our favor, we came over to this corner, which is near the car ferry loading dock, and we see this on shore, and I think that's an old river lighthouse, I think. Let's go find out. You know, I'm not sure yet as of making of this. I will figure it out by the time I put this video up. But I don't know if this is like an old lighthouse, or sometimes they use this shape for other things. We've got something kind of shaped like this at the mouth of the Ontonagon River that has to do with the old paper mill. So I don't know. I see a sign over there, no trespassing. Jiminy crickets. Oh yeah, I think it is a lighthouse because it's got a stairway inside, a spiral staircase. And there is a road that comes out here, which it's gated off. Okay, no trespassing. Remember, signs dictate our lives, so no trespassing anywhere beyond that sign. That's the way I read that. I have a cone up, which tells me they're probably watching me on a camera right now. Jiminy crickets. Beautiful brickwork. Oh, and the old hand-hewn timbers and stairs. Oh, I'd live in this thing. If this was on my property, I'd put windows in it and I'd live in it. Heck yeah. Oh, I wish I could go up there. All the folks that get mad at me for trespassing, you can see I'm not going inside. That little cone stopped me. For those that know a lot about brickwork, I have had some subscribers and some commenters who have talked about in the past with other lighthouses we've looked at, mostly in the Apostle Islands, and they've often told us things about, you know, the style of the brickwork and things like that. So I'm kind of trying to get a little bit of close-ups of that for folks. Also, it's just interesting on top of that. We'll just walk back in here a little bit just to see if we can figure out how difficult it is to visit from the land side. I bet you it's not easy. I think this little road goes back to a power plant that's next door. There's a brick foundation over here. Maybe there was an old building. Yep. This might have been the living quarters for the flight attendant. Now this was either a well or the foundation of another round structure, and it's here where the old building was at. I'll do some research. I'll see if I can find some information about it. Well, that was really neat to see. Probably more rare than taking the $27 ferry out to Baldy Island. I'm glad we stopped. I'm glad the tide made us stop. Come on, Beagle. Let's go. Okay, guys and gals, it's a couple hours later from exploring the old lighthouse and waiting for the current and the tide to change. And you notice that now the back of the boat is aiming that direction, and it's because the tide's starting to subside. It hasn't reversed yet, but it's kind of, I don't know, becoming neutral. There is terminology for this, which I don't know, but I got the gist of how these tides and currents work. And so really the longer I wait right now, the better in some ways, because the ultimate goal is to, and I've been told this by some locals, is when I hit this cut going out of the Cape Fear River back into the intercoastal, it's really important to time this right, because if the tide's coming in, it'll just blast you through here, like just bring you to a complete stop. So you want to hit right there when the tide is maxed out and going back out into the ocean. So I got to figure out how long it's going to take us to go from here to here and time that. It's probably not going to be exactly right, but if it doesn't have to be exactly right, it can just be close. So, the challenges of the East Coast when you got low horsepower, but it's okay because we got the advantage of shallow draft. We can stop anytime we want. We can throw anchor almost anywhere. We are in, you can see, about 2 feet of water. It's shallow enough here that I had to tilt the motor up to get out of here. Came up to about 1.5 feet. This is going to be one of the biggest challenges that you're going to have on the East Coast and possibly the entire loop if you're in a shanty boat or a low horsepower boat. You're going to have to time these currents and tides right. Here on Cape Fear, we're doing better. We're up to about 4 miles an hour, which is, 4 or 5 is our normal speed, so we're doing okay. But I am having to do about 3,200 RPMs, which is about 1,000 RPMs more than I usually do. So just pointing this out, guys. Cape Fear. Here's a really interesting boat. Looks like a great looper boat. I don't know what that is. Samson 40. Nice. Okay, guys, you can see we're coming into that cut through to get back out to the ICW, and I am pretty sure that we timed it. We're at the top of the tide, and this is the best time to pass through it. I had several people back there in Southport, tell me about this, and it looks like high tide, and we're doing good. We're about 5 miles an hour right now, and if you look at that can right there, it's leaning in our direction. That means the current's pushing through towards the coast. Okay, we are popping back out on the intercoastal, and we've, technically been on the intercoastal the whole time, but we're, through the cut, up the Cape Fear River, back on the coast. A lot busier here than I was expecting. Right there is one of the outlets. If you look really close, you'll see some waves out there on the ocean. Busy Wilmington, busy Wilmington, North Carolina on a Friday night, Friday evening. No. Go. Up, up. Good dog. Look at this, guys. They're not opening it for us. There's a big boat coming in behind us, but we get to go under it while they're opening it, which is cool. Good timing. You know you're slow when you get passed by a push boat pushing thousands of pounds. We're doing 4.4 miles an hour right now. And staying out of their way. So this tug and barge that passed us a little earlier, I think he's doing a multi-point turn to go in there. He's having to back up and, you know, reposition, and I'm just hanging back here. I could try to get around him, but I'd probably just end up getting in his way, so we'll just see what he's doing here. We saw this boat in Georgetown. I think they even commented on it about it looking like a great boat to like sail the world on. Something about it, very salty, beautiful. Look how wide and squat that boat is. Okay, guys and gals, I do believe we're coming up to the Ormond Bridge, which, as the making of this video, 2024, May 5th, they've been working on this bridge, and there's been all sorts of, like public service announcements and stuff like that from the Coast Guard, warning people about all the restrictions about going through this bridge or under this bridge. Now, today's Sunday. I didn't plan it like this, but I think it's just turning out to be a good day for this. As far as I know, it's high enough that we can just slip right under it, and then we don't need to really follow any of the restrictions. We're low enough to go under it without anybody contacting anybody or moving anybody or timing it or scheduling it. So let's find out together. Stay tuned. You know me, guys, I'm always getting words wrong. It's the Onslow Beach Swing Bridge. But we're going to be able to just go right underneath it. So, like usual, this guy's giving me a thumbs up. Thank you, sir. Howdy. Wavey, of course, is wagging her tail. Someone to pay attention to me. Yeah, I see they're building a new bridge here. So, yeah, but today's Sunday. The perfect day to pass through. Fantastic. Look at that. I was kind of worried about this. I was posting on the forum and all a big ado about nothing. That blue sailboat looks like a nice one. It's got that dinghy davit on the back and looks like a good shape. Probably just more hurricane casualties is my guess. Well, good morning, guys and gals. We are in Moorhead, North Carolina, anchored off of a, well, I'll just turn the phone around and I'll just show you. We are anchored in an interesting spot, and I thought I would turn the camera on this morning and take you guys with us. It's not like I haven't shown you how we get gas and do all this kind of stuff on our own before, but this is just another, another version of it. Might be revealing, might be entertaining, if nothing else. We've got the pudgy tied up to the front. We got Wavy Gravy cleaning up the pre-washed dishes. I'm getting my stuff together. And this was kind of the best we could do last night. It was getting dark. There's an old bridge right there. And it's got houses and signs. It's the bane of a trip like this, guys, and it's only going to get worse. Figuring out ways to go to shore and not be trespassing. But last night we did just go right over there. So anyways, we're going to try going on this side this morning. And there's a gas station just right. You can almost see the sign up there. And then there's a grocery store maybe a half a mile farther. So this is a good spot as long as we can get away with going to shore. So I will take you along with us, and we're going to find out together. That's what we do. Stay tuned. Are you done? Let's go. Hey, let's go. Let's go to shore. Come on, go load up. Go. Okay, let's go. Can you load up? Wavy's getting pretty good at this. Go ahead. Go. 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 Load up. You got it. Go. 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 Hurry. So I'm doing it the hard way, so I'm not trespassing on this person's lawn. So I'm going up this old bridge right here, bridge post. Beagle, wait for me. I found a piece of wood there to help climb up on this pillar. The gas station's just right over there. Come on, Beagle. His gates were already open. I saw him last night. I'm not using the cart this time because it's such a short distance. It would just probably make things harder and just add a step. We'll just muscle him down to the beach. It's probably going to take 2 or maybe 3 trips to fully load up because we're going into this area I'll show you on the map where we might not be able to get gas until we pop out the other side. So. What do you think we're doing? All right. So now I gotta get those down to the pudgy and then to the shanty. And we're cooling the Beagle off. She's panting. She gets so hot. Take off your fur coat. Okay guys, give me a couple minutes here. I'm just going to try to explain something that I think is kind of important if I can articulate it correctly. Feeling like a beautiful spring day here in North Carolina on May 6, 2024. You can see we are making the corner now, and we are going to be heading up into Adams Creek, which is going to start all of the cut-throughs that are going to eventually end up at the Elizabeth City and then the Dismal Swamp. Exciting!
On a shanty boat I roam so free, with a beagle by my side, just her and me. The river's wide, the wind's my guide, we follow the flow, no need to hide. Oh, the water sings and the trees stand tall, in the arms of nature I've got it all. With God above and the earth below, in the heart of freedom I find my soul.
Good girl. Good girl.